Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel QA Junction. In this video, you are going to learn how to access and read the data from Excel. Before moving forward, let's discuss about it. We already know that Excel has an extension .exceljs, which you can see it in the properties of that file. Just navigate to properties screen and you can see .exceljs. This is the extension which will be there for all the Excel files. Excel is also known as workbook and workbook has so many worksheets. When you open the Excel file, this Excel is considered as workbook and this workbook may have so many sheets. Sheet 1, Sheet 2, Sheet 3. So this is pretty much about the Excel. Now let's write the code for printing the values from the Excel in our terminal. Let's begin. If it's a new project, then you need to hit two commands here. First command is npm init, which will install the Node.js in your system. Just enter, keep entering, and here yes. And the next command is npm install exceljs. Hit enter. So it will download the dependencies related to exceljs, which will be helpful for data extraction and accessing the data from Excel file. You can see 97 packages were added and everything is fine now. You can open the new project from here, open folder and select the folder. So here we go. So first validation we need to make is just go to package.json and see whether this line is there or not, exceljs and the version of it. So if it's not there, we have not successfully installed npm install exceljs. So if it is successfully installed, you can see this line. So without this line, you can't perform any test cases related to Excel file. Now just create the new file. Let me give the name testing case.js. Now let's start writing down the code for printing the Excel values in the terminal. We need to import exceljs. So we need to write require exceljs. Everything is auto suggestive. You only need to select. I am going to store it in a constant exceljs. You can give any name. Next step is I told you that Excel is the workbook. So we are going to write new exceljs.workbook. I am going to store it in a constant workbook. You can give any name. And I also told you that workbook is the collection of worksheets. So which means I am going to write workbook dot get worksheet. And here in get worksheet, I want to access the data of sheet 1 because my data is in sheet 1. I am going to store it in a constant worksheet. Now we want to print all these data in our terminal. So for printing this, we need to iterate through each row and each column, each cell. We can use loop for that. Just write worksheet dot each row. There is a method called each row. So when you hover your mouse on each row, it is suggesting us to write down row and row number inside as an argument and then use the function. So everything is auto suggestive, you don't need to by heart anything. It is just suggesting us to give the arguments of row and row number. So just use that row and row number. Give the function here, and here we are going to write the inner for loop using this row dot each cell. The reason I am using this row because this row now has the access of all the rows. These all the rows. Thus the reason I am giving the inner loop as row dot each cell method, and when you mouse over on that each cell, it will suggest you to write cell and column number and give the function. So let's write the same what it is suggesting us. Cell comma column number and give the function. And here I am going to write console.log cell.value. Cell.value will give us each and every cell value in our output. That's the reason we are writing console.log cell.value. So this is the code for printing the values of Excel in our terminal, but we need to tell from which Excel file we need to print. So we need to mention the Excel file path here. So let's write down that workbook dot dot read file method. So this read file method helps us to read the whole Excel file data, and through which we can perform all these logic. Give the path of Excel file here. Let me just take the path. This is the path, and the file name is download dot. We need to write the extension exceljs, and instead of giving forward slashes, give backward slashes here. Alright, I am going to store this in a function because as you already know, Node.js is asynchronous and it will not perform the step-by-step execution like Java. So we need to give await here, and if we are giving await here, we need to give a function async function, give any name, let's say scitest, and close that, open and close it. Open the curly braces and close this entire logic inside this curly brace. Now you can directly call that function. That's it. Whenever you are executing the code, it will directly come to this 28th line and execute all this logic. Let's see that. Hit the command node and your JS file name. Hit enter. You can see it has printed all the data from the Excel file. If you can compare from here, it has already printed all the data. So this is the logic for printing down the values of Excel in the terminal. Thank you.